Hello all and welcome. So, we seem to be living in an age of superhero films seem to be coming out left, right and centre. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm a huge superhero fan myself, and actually I'm quite opinionated about the films, and that's simply because I grew up with reading the comic books and especially the animated TV shows I very much loved. And through the kind of years we had like the films that I loved. Some I hated, but today that's what I'm going to talk about of my top 10 of the superhero movies. But before I start, I just want to say this is pure and simply just my opinion. Some of these I would imagine, obviously a lot are going to be like, you're completely wrong, you're actually lost the plot, for not once, but here we go. But it's not the beauty. I think that's the beauty of any kind of top 10. You could go in any room with a huge group of people, and no matter what, you're not going to get the exact same list. And I think that's great, and I hope it's not going to be too bad of a list. But oh well, that's just simply just what I like personally for me. But anyway, let's begin, shall we, on my top 10 superhero movies. Number 10, The Dark Knight. Yeah, I'm gonna get. I can imagine this is not exactly a very good start for me, anyways, because I know The Dark Knight is hugely loved, and I love this film as well. It's in my top 10. It's still at 10. It's still pretty damn good, I think personally. But starting off, obviously Heath Ledger, the big kind of one here. He really is just fantastic. But why is he not more high on your list? I hear you cry. Well, I think when you've got Ben Affleck now, you start to realise, Christian Bale just wasn't that kind of... For me, I don't know, because that's the problem with me with The Dark Knight. That's all my big kind of problem with The Dark Knight. It's not a Batman film. It is all about the Joker, which, don't get me wrong, we've got a great performance, and I love the Joker in that film, I do. But we don't get much of more on Batman, I think, for me personally, which I think's a little bit of a shame. But, overall, I can't really complain much about this film. I absolutely adore it. Gary Oldman as well was a huge plus for me as well, to why I just love this film. Number 9, Deadpool. Yeah, this has got another one in it. It's like, why is this kind of like low? But it's really hard, there's so many good superhero films now, but my kind of big reason why it's a bit kind of higher is just, for me, I don't find it very rewatchable almost. Don't get me wrong, I love the film, hence why it's on my top 10. I do love the film, but I just think there's other films where, even like Batman v Superman, I could admit, where it's like, there's wee things, a lot of wee nuggets and all that, where you could rewatch it and pause and, I want to rewind that again and just rewatch it. There's things I can understand why, with certain films, I can understand why you want to rewatch, right, to be fair, I can understand why you want to rewatch Deadpool. Just for me personally, that's why it's kind of that kind of point. But overall, I do. It's a great, enjoyable film, and maybe this is actually almost a problem, because we're going to just get so many R-rated films now, because this became so popular, really, isn't it? But overall, I can't go, I love that. Ryan Reynolds is just fantastic as Deadpool, and he is up there with Ben Affleck's Batman of this year in terms of just great performances we got from these superhero films. Number 8, The Incredibles. That's maybe an odd one for some, but this was actually, I remember when it came out, and I'm not gonna lie, I just absolutely adored it. It was one of my favourite kind of animated films, especially that came out of Pixar as well. Just because it felt kind of so different compared to what they kind of usually were kind of doing. And I found it quite actually weird that they finally just announced Incredible 2, but it's still coming out quite a good bit yet. But I still find it kind of weird. We are very much, as I said, superhero films seem to be kind of everywhere. It does seem a bit weird that they've not tried to do more since, I don't know, that's just me, but I love the dynamic of these of the family, and it's quite bad when, frankly, it's a better Fantastic Four film than whatever Fantastic Four films we've had, really, if I'm honest. But I love it. It's got great action. I think the characters are all great. It's really just, it's a very nice film. Yeah. Number 7, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Now, I feel like this one's going to really kind of rile maybe a little bit of fellows kind of maybe watching this thinking this should be a lot higher. And to be honest, I probably would have put it a lot higher, but it's simply, I love the other films. I'm going to say I just love them a little bit more, but this film truly is just fantastic. And what I like about it is it just doesn't feel like a superhero film whatsoever. Almost, which is ironically I put it on my list, but it's the thriller action film that it is, and you can just tell the Russo brothers love the 70s to 90s kind of action thriller films, and you really do see it. And it's like the first Marvel film where it felt really quite real, and bar from the flying spaceships in the end, but it just felt quite intense, and I love the character Winter Soldier as well, and I very much love Robert Redford. I think he's very underrated in this film, and I don't know why he doesn't get more credit for his villain character, if I'm honest. You know, everyone goes on about, oh, Loki's the only good villain in Marvel, but I disagree. I think Robert Redford's really fantastic, if I'm honest. And also, it was the first film where I really liked Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. I thought she did an absolute amazing job, if I'm honest. And hopefully that will continue with that. Number 6. Batman. Yes, this might be a bit kind of odd why this is before or ahead from by rights The Dark Knight, but I can't help it. This is my favourite Batman film so far. I just the combination of everything really for me. Michael Keaton is my favourite Batman in cinema. I think he just worked. I love his Batman suit so much, and I just love his Bruce Wayne as well. He's so kind of, he's a bit dickish, but a bit cool at the same time, and a bit a rogue, but then a bit kind of still intelligent, still at the same time, and then he's still lovable, and I like that with him. And as I said, I like his Batman, and the Batmobile is beautiful. I love that Batmobile. But the big thing for me, I am a huge Tim Burton fan, and I think for especially that kind of time in the 90s, I don't think you could have gotten a bit, well actually 89, it came out in 1989, but I don't think you could have gotten a better director to do Batman of Tim Burton, and you know, he really brought in the, you know, pardon the pun really, of Gothic into Gotham, and I still think he done the best look of Gotham so far, even the ones that was in Dark Knight and Batman v Superman. It just looks like a gothic looking city. You know, it's called Gotham, it should look gothic, and I love the buildings and the giant statues that's around Gotham. I just love it. I think it's a really great film. Number 5, X-Men 2. You got like the first one, the first X-Men film. It's good. It's not great, but then you get to the sequel X-Men 2, and it just took what the first one done and just multiplied it and really just made it just expand with greatness, if I'm honest, because what they just done with that film, like they took the characters and just, I feel like every character in X-Men 2 just feels like a proper actual character and not just, oh right, something from a comic book. I really feel like they really done something special, I feel, with X-Men 2, they really did, and I really do just adore, and I love Patrick Stewart as Professor X still, and Magneto. That's just what I mean, like everyone, Mystique as well, and Storm and Jean, not Cyclops, but everyone seems to have you know, their own kind of like path and story throughout the film, and I really support that, and I love it. And that scene of Wolverine chopping through folk through the mansion, I just adore, and that opening sequence as well when Nightcrawler really is just stunning. And I don't mind some of the new X-Men films, but if I'm honest, that opening sequence in X-Men 2 still just, it just excels no matter what compared to them. Number 4, Spider-Man 2. Yeah, this is actually a little bit of a, for me, it's a personal thing, because actually Spider-Man 2 was the first film I ever bought on DVD with my own money, so it was always a bit of a kind of, it always kind of stayed in my heart, but not just because of that, it's also because it's a bloody fantastic film. It really is. Like, the beauty of Peter Parker and Spider-Man was the trials and tribulations of being Peter Parker, you know, juggling school, juggling being Spider-Man, juggling work, juggling with his friends and family, and maybe whoever it was at the time, Mary Jane, and Spider-Man 2 just does that so beautifully, and like in the first like 10 minutes, I think, if I remember rightly, you just see him trying to juggle working and while trying to still save people, and still trying to make sure that he's still seeing his friends and all that, and it's unreal how just fantastic and how much I just love this film, because they just nail it, they just do it so right, and I think it's got to be surely everyone's like favourite Spider-Man film, because there's not really much competition really. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man's not too bad, and the first Spider-Man's, you know, I do like the first Spider-Man, but the Spider-Man 2 just, it's it's up there of the great superhero films. It really is just fantastic. And obviously Doc Ock, I very much enjoy the film as well. I think he really is just fantastic. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is probably not really a shock now that we're getting more up here now with these kind of ones. And you probably have kind of noticed I am more of a Marvel guy. In terms of Marvel DC, Batman was always the character I just absolutely adored. I love Batman. For me with superhero stuff, it's always stuff I kind of grew up with, is why I kind of will watch the film and will like the characters, because I kind of grew up and reading them. Batman was the only one I did with DC. But then you come to Guardians of the Galaxy, which it's not really the case. I did read the book. It was actually quite a while before the film came out. I knew Guardians of the Galaxy quite well, and I liked the characters, and they are a bit different from the book. I'm talking about the 2008 book that I read. But this film really is just fantastic, really is. It's a great mix of sci-fi, weird, and fun, and drama as well. There's some great drama here with Peter Quill's mother and all that. I love that stuff. That's just great. And truth be told, go into any HMV shop and I guarantee you'll hear the soundtrack to this film no matter what, any shop you go into. I swear to God, every time I go into HMV you hear that soundtrack. And truth be told, is, you know, I have to admit it, if it wasn't for Guardians of the Galaxy, we wouldn't get, like, Deadpool, we wouldn't get Suicide Squad that came out, you know. Guardians of the Galaxy was that first film where it took the B-list superhero films and went, no. These characters are still great. These characters can still go out there and do a great film. And it proved that it did. And it's a bit of a shame. You can see that with Deadpool and especially Suicide Squad. It's like they are kind of doing the same formula of, do the wacky soundtrack that kind of doesn't mix actually right with the film. It's a bit weird and all that, but anyway, I'm waffling. I just absolutely adore this film. Number 2, Captain America: Civil War. Now, by rights, okay, this one's not that long out. Is it really fair to put it on the list? But I can't help it. First time I watched this film, I think, truth be told, near enough, this whole list, this is probably the first one I actually just loved as soon as I watched the film, because SpiderMan was back with Marvel. You know, that was a really big thing. It was a huge thing, if anything, seeing him with Captain America and Iron Man. It was just fantastic, really. Like, for someone like me that grew up with the animated show, like the 90s one, and seeing them together, it's like, that's never going to happen. We're never going to see, you know, these characters together. And then when it did happen, like, am I going to be a bit much here saying I got a little bit emotional? I probably do sound a bit much there, but kind of true. I did. It was, for me, just quite something to see Spider-Man there. But not just that, though. There is more, obviously, to it. It just manages to get everything right, really, with this film, as well as Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. He really is just fantastic, and I can't wait for his solo film, to be honest. But just everything else is just great. Seeing Willem Hart's General Ross come back as well, I loved it. I loved seeing him, and it just, they managed to get everything to work, because it should have been a mess, really. Let's be honest. This film should not have worked, really. It should have just went all over the place and been an absolute mess. But it manages to be great. I love it. I can't imagine many will hate it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. There's probably loads of reasons why people would hate it, but and I could understand. I guess, you know, that's people's obviously opinion with it. But for me, I don't want to say solely just because seeing Spider-Man. Like, that airport battle really is one of the greatest fight scenes in all superhero movies. It really is just fantastic. Number 1, The Avengers. Now, this is probably quite a obvious one. It's about kind of, oh really, Chris, you're very original putting this one as your number 1, but I can't help it, Chris. I mean, God, I would love to go back into 2012 and, you know, just seeing this film for the first time, and I still love that scene where they're all together for the first time, and that like circle shot, the 360 shot, and it really is just fantastic, really. It's just seeing all these characters come together. It makes a geek come true that loves these characters and growing up with these characters. And obviously Loki's Tom Hiddleston, I just absolutely love, and he is Marvel's best villain. There's nobody denying that. He really is. The film really is just fantastic. Really, everything just worked. Joss Whedon for once wasn't that annoying, really, with the film, unlike the sequel. But we won't talk about that one. But that's my kind of my number 1 is pretty obvious, I think, is a bit obvious choice, but I don't think many would say Avengers anymore. I think a lot of folk would say Guardians of the Galaxy would be their number one, actually, I think, now, of superhero film. But for me, it's more just a nostalgic thing. I really just love seeing those characters all together. And Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is also just fantastic, really. So that's my top 10 superhero films. Tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Some of these do you agree with? Tell me your list. Comment down below what you think. Hopefully some more top 10s pretty soon. So until then, see you later.